Have you ever stared at the crumbs on the kitchen floor or the fingerprints on the fridge door and whispered to yourself, "Not today. I just can't." Not because you don't care, but because your knees ache, your hands don't grip like they used to, and even the smallest chore feels like climbing a hill that wasn't there yesterday. This video isn't about perfection, it's about peace. If you've ever wished for a gentler way to keep your home clean, a way that doesn't leave you sore or frustrated, this is for you. I'll walk you through 7 clever, soul-soothing cleaning tricks made especially for those days when arthritis flares up, energy is low, or you simply need things to feel easier. My friend Linda is 72. She used to deep clean her home every Saturday morning, radio on, windows open. But now, some days, even making the bed feels like too much. One afternoon, I visited and saw her sitting in her armchair, holding a small dusting cloth. She smiled and said, "I may not be fast anymore, but I still like knowing this table shines." She wasn't cleaning out of duty. She was doing it because it made her feel present, at peace. That moment stayed with me and inspired this video. Because this isn't just about hacks. It's about giving your hands, your back, and your heart a softer way to feel at home. Let's begin. Gently. Number 1. Extendable claw grabber. Pick up without bending. There's a quiet kind of frustration that settles in when you drop something on the floor and just stand there, staring. Not because you're lazy, not because you don't care, but because the thought of bending down, that stretch, that strain, suddenly feels like too much. Linda told me once, it wasn't the sock she dropped in the laundry room that brought her to tears. It was how helpless it made her feel in that moment. That's where a tool like the extendable claw grabber becomes more than just a gadget. It becomes a little piece of your independence, handed right back to you. It's a lightweight stick with a soft grip claw at the end, easy to hold, even if your fingers aren't what they used to be. But more than that, it saves you the wince, the sigh, the awkward ask for help. Imagine picking up that tissue in the hallway, reaching for a dropped spoon in the kitchen, or even grabbing a book from under the coffee table. All without having to brace your back or feel that jolt in your knees. These small victories, they add up. They remind you that your body may have slowed down, but it hasn't stopped being capable. And the beauty is, it's not just about avoiding pain. It's about preserving your rhythm, your sense of control, the peace of not having to call out, "Can someone help me with this?" every few minutes. I've even seen Linda use it to pull laundry from the washer, to pick up socks, or to hang up her apron. She keeps one in the kitchen, one in the bedroom, and one right by her recliner. It's like having an extra pair of gentle hands wherever she goes. You don't clean the house just to make it look good. You do it so it loves you back. Let's move on, because the next trick will help you sweep your walls and ceiling corners without even lifting your arm above your shoulder. Sounds impossible? Just wait. Number 2, standing dust mop. Sweep without strain. There's something soothing about sweeping, that simple back and forth motion, the rhythm of it, like a quiet hum beneath your day. But as the years pass, even that can become a task that leaves your back stiff, your knees aching, and your shoulders sore by evening. Margaret, a dear friend of mine, used to say, "I love a clean floor. I just wish it didn't cost me a heating pad afterward." That's why the standing dust mop is such a gentle gift. It's not just a tool. It's a way of bringing that peace back into your routine without the pain. Unlike traditional brooms that demand you hunch forward or twist your wrists, this mop stands tall, just like you. Its wide swivel head glides smoothly across wood, tile, or laminate, catching every dust bunny without needing pressure from your joints. And the best part? No bending, no crouching, on no sudden reach into that corner that always pulls something in your lower back. Margaret now sweeps her living room every morning while holding her tea in one hand. It's become part of her ritual again, not a burden. The standing mop gives her the freedom to tidy up at her own pace without paying for it with pain later. And here's something she told me once that stuck. It's not the floor being clean that matters. It's how you feel about yourself when it is. These kinds of tools remind us we don't need to work harder. We just need to work kinder with our bodies. And that's why the next trick, using steam instead of scrub, might just be your favorite yet. Let's take a look. Number 3, foaming spray plus sit timer. Let the product do the work. Years ago, we were taught that if you weren't scrubbing, sweating, or on your knees, then you weren't really cleaning. But with time, and a few creaky joints later, you begin to realize the smartest kind of clean is the one that doesn't hurt. That's where foaming spray cleaners come in. These gentle little miracles cling to grime and lift it on their own, like soft bubbles doing the heavy lifting for you. And when you pair that with a simple sit timer, say 10 quiet minutes with a cup of tea, you give the product time to break down the gunk. So all that's left is a quick wipe. No elbow grease, no arm strain, no bending. I remember visiting my sister Helen last spring. She sprayed the bathroom sink, set her phone timer, and then, I kid you not, sat by the window knitting while the foam worked its magic. Why fight what science has already solved? She chuckled. When the timer dinged, she wiped once, and that sink sparkled like it hadn't in years. The beauty of this trick isn't just the physical relief. It's the emotional reminder that it's okay to rest while still being productive, that letting something else carry the weight, even just for a few minutes, doesn't make you lazy. It makes you wise. As Helen once said with a smile, letting go of the scrubbing doesn't mean letting go of pride. It means choosing peace over pain. So, if you've ever felt guilty for sitting down in the middle of a chore, don't. Set that timer, take a breath, and let the foam and life do a little work for you. And speaking of peace, the next tip helps you clean your air and your spirit with just one soft scent. Let's move on. Number 4, soft bristle drill brush. 1 button, 0 pressure. I still remember the day I decided to tackle the bathroom grout. It was a sunny Wednesday, one of those mornings where everything felt doable. I gathered my old scrub brush, a bottle of cleaner, and knelt down by the tub. 30 minutes in, my fingers were throbbing. An hour later, my back had started to spasm. That night, I could barely lift my cup of tea. And the kicker? The grout still looked dingy. I went to bed defeated, wondering if cleaning was just another joy I'd lost with age. Then a dear friend of mine, Carol, who's battled joint pain for years, introduced me to something that felt like a miracle in disguise, a soft bristle drill brush. I blinked when she showed it to me. You just press the button, she said, and it does the work for you. I tried it the next weekend, and let me tell you, the grout didn't stand a chance. In just a few swirls, the dirt lifted like flour in the wind. My arms didn't ache. My knees never touched the floor. And for the first time in a long time, I finished a cleaning task and felt proud, not punished. It's a small tool, nothing fancy really. A round brush with bristles gentle enough not to scratch, but strong enough to scrub. You attach it to a basic drill, hold it lightly against any surface, tile, sink corners, shower walls, and let it glide. No pushing, no twisting. Just one button, and a bit of patience. The real gift, though, isn't just in the cleanliness. It's in what it spares you. The ache, the strain, the shame of asking someone else to scrub the shower because your wrists won't cooperate that day. I've seen women cry over this tool, not because it's fancy, but because it gives them something back they didn't realize they'd lost: control, ease, and a quiet kind of dignity. Carol said it best when she whispered, "It's not about the grout, it's about feeling useful again." And I knew exactly what she meant. We often carry the silent weight of wanting to keep things just as we did in our younger years, to be self-reliant, to keep our homes the way we always have. But our bodies change, and that doesn't mean we give up. It just means we get wiser. We don't declutter to throw things away. We do it to keep only what gives back to our soul. This brush? It gives back. If you've found yourself staring at a stubborn spot, dreading the pain it might cost you, know there's a gentler way. Sometimes, all it takes is the right tool and permission to make life a little easier. Now, speaking of making life easier, let's move to something almost magical. How scent and air can transform a room without lifting more than a finger. Number 5. Laundry trolley basket. No lifting, just rolling. There was a time when carrying a full laundry basket down the hallway felt like a small chore. Just a few steps, maybe a bend or two. But these days, even those few steps can feel like climbing a hill, especially when your knees whisper complaints, or your arms feel like they've already done too much. My neighbor Doris, who lives just 2 houses down, once told me how she slipped while carrying a load of wet towels. Nothing serious, thank goodness, but the fear it planted in her heart never quite left. Since then, she's kept a laundry trolley by her bedroom door. "It's not about being lazy," she said. "It's about being kind to your body." This little helper might seem too simple to matter, but it matters deeply. The basket sits atop sturdy wheels, just high enough that you don't have to bend. You fill it standing up, then gently roll it to the washer. No awkward lifting, no balancing baskets against your hip, no risk of tripping over a corner of a sheet that drags along the way. And here's the quiet truth no one says aloud: letting go of lifting doesn't mean letting go of independence. It means you've learned to preserve your strength for things that matter more, like folding clothes while humming to a favorite tune or sitting with a warm stack of towels that smell like sunshine and soap. Because yes, even the smallest tasks are worth doing with ease and joy. We don't declutter to throw things away. We do it to keep only what gives back to our soul. A laundry trolley gives back by protecting your body and lightening your day. And if you've ever struggled with that last load at night, wait until you see what a simple tool can do for air freshness from your favorite chair. No scrubbing or stretching needed. Let's explore that next. Number 6, bedside wipe kit. Clean without leaving the room. There are days when just getting out of bed feels like too much. Not because we're lazy or because we've given up, but because the body, so faithfully carried us for decades, now gently asks for slower mornings, for rest, for mercy. You might know this kind of morning. Maybe your knees feel like creaky old hinges. Maybe your back has been speaking in aches all night. Or maybe it's the emotional fatigue, the quiet kind that leaves you looking out the window, coffee cooling by your side, wondering how you'll manage today's simplest tasks. And yet, even on these days, we still crave a space that feels fresh, a sense of order, a bit of control in a body and world that sometimes feels too unpredictable. That's where the bedside wipe kit becomes a quiet little blessing. Now, I know it may sound simple, almost too simple. But hear me out. This isn't just about cleaning. It's about preserving dignity and comfort, right from where you are. Imagine reaching over from your bed, not even swinging your legs down yet, and finding a small basket within arm's reach. Inside, there's a pack of gentle, no-rinse cleaning wipes, a soft microfiber cloth, a spray bottle with diluted white vinegar, or a lavender-infused mix, a pair of disposable gloves, maybe even a tiny sachet of cedar or a lavender sachet, just for comfort. On tough days, this little kit means you can still wipe down your nightstand, freshen up your phone, clean your reading glasses, or give your bed frame a swipe, all without standing. No straining, no twisting, no stepping on cold floors. It gives you something incredibly precious: agency. My friend Elaine, who's 76 and lives with rheumatoid arthritis, once told me something I never forgot. She said, "Some days I clean from bed, not because I'm weak, but because I still care. And this is the only way I can show it today." It's that spirit of gentle resilience that makes the bedside kit powerful. It's the quiet defiance against helplessness. And if you've ever been in a hospital bed, or recovering from a fall, or just going through a hard spell, you know how much a clean, fresh-smelling pillowcase or a dust-free table can lift the mood. It tells your mind, I'm still here. I still matter. This kit also makes caregiving easier. If your daughter or neighbor comes by, everything is in one place. No rummaging, no awkward searching. Here's a little tip. Keep a mini journal or sticky notes in the kit too. Jot down one kind thing you did for yourself each day, even if it's as small as wiped the lamp. Let it be your quiet proof of effort, because we don't clean to impress. We clean to feel safe, anchored, and a little more like ourselves. Or, as I like to say, we don't declutter to throw things away. We do it to keep only what gives back to our soul. If you've ever built your own bedside ritual, I'd love to hear about it. What's in your nightstand that brings you peace? A scent? A sound? A small act of comfort? Drop it in the comments and help another tired soul feel less alone. And now, when the day is winding down and your body's asking for rest before it even starts, there's one last gentle habit that can give tomorrow a peaceful head start. Let me show you, right after this. Number 7, soft evening tidy ritual. A calm home before bed. There's something sacred about the quiet moments before bed. Not the rushed kind where we're scrambling to turn off lights, brushing teeth in a hurry, or leaving dishes for tomorrow. I'm talking about the slow, intentional, almost whispered rituals. The kind that tuck the house in with love, just like we once did for our children. You see, years ago, I used to think that cleaning had to be exhausting to be effective. I thought if I wasn't sweating, scrubbing, or bending over backwards, I wasn't really doing it right. But time and aging has a gentle way of reteaching us everything. Now, my favorite cleaning routine takes only 10 minutes each night. I call it my soft evening tidy. No rules, no pressure. Just me, a warm lamp, and the intention to make tomorrow a little easier for myself. It begins after dinner, once the kitchen is quiet. I light a small candle, lavender or cinnamon, depending on the season. That scent alone is enough to signal my brain, we're winding down now. Then I walk through the living room. I don't deep clean. I just pick up what's out of place, fold a blanket, place the remote where it belongs, fluff a pillow. These small touches feel like I'm restoring a kind of peace, not for guests, not for show, for me. If I have energy, I'll take a soft cloth and dust the coffee table. If not, I leave it. Because the ritual isn't about perfection, it's about presence. In the bathroom, I wipe down the sink quickly. Just one cloth, one swipe, one sigh of relief knowing I'll wake to a fresh start. I leave my favorite mug on the counter with a tea bag beside it, my morning greeting to myself. And in the bedroom, I fold the day away. Pajamas laid out, a book placed gently on the nightstand, a glass of water ready. I take 5 deep breaths before turning off the light. This whole ritual takes less time than watching a commercial break, but it changes how I sleep. Because I don't just rest in a tidy home, I rest in a home that was cared for. That care echoes back into my heart and tells me, you did enough today. Now, rest. I once shared this routine with my friend Miriam, who was going through chemo. She said, "I may not have strength for everything, but those 5 minutes before bed, they give me back a sense of self." And isn't that what we all crave as we grow older? Not just a clean home, but one that still feels like ours, still shaped by our hands, no matter how slow they've become. Here's a thought to take with you tonight. We don't clean the house just to make it look good. We do it so it loves us back. So I invite you, just once this week, to try your own soft, tidy ritual. No heavy lifting, no bending, just love, folded into the corners of your home. And if you already have your own version of this ritual, I'd love to hear. What's the last thing you do each night that makes tomorrow gentler? Share it in the comments, because someone else out there might need that idea tonight. And now, as we wind down together, let's talk about the gentle power of accepting our pace, embracing rest, and reclaiming joy, exactly as we are. Let's wrap this journey with one final heartfelt reminder, coming right up. Let the home love you back. You know, for most of our lives, we were the ones pouring love into our homes. We scrubbed, folded, polished, made sure every corner spoke of care. But as the years go on, energy runs thinner, joints ache louder, and we start to wonder, am I falling behind? The truth is, you're not. You're simply moving into a different season, one where it's time to let your home give back to you. These simple cleaning tricks, they're not just shortcuts. They're small acts of kindness to yourself. They say, "You've done enough. Let's make it easier now." A grabber tool that saves your back isn't just plastic and metal. It's freedom to stay independent. A soft bristle brush that spins for you. That's not laziness. That's wisdom. It's choosing ease over pain. And that tiny ritual before bed, where you take 5 minutes to fold the day into stillness, that's not housekeeping. That's soul keeping. I once heard a friend say, "I used to clean my house so it would impress guests. Now I clean so it welcomes me back." And that stuck with me, because a home's true purpose isn't to be spotless. It's to be safe, soft, and supportive, just like we've been for others all our lives. So here's what I'd love for you to carry with you tonight. We don't clean just to tidy the house. We clean to remind ourselves we still matter. Start small. Pick one tool. Try one hack. Just one little change that makes your day easier. And if it works for you, share it. Tell your daughter, your neighbor, or leave a comment below for someone who might be struggling too. This space here, it's not just about tips and tricks. It's about women like you and me, showing each other how to keep living fully, gently, and with grace. So if this video gave you a spark, a breath of relief, a new idea, or even just a sense of being understood, I hope you'll leave a little something behind. A like, a thought, a memory. It helps others find their way too. And don't forget to subscribe, because we have so many more soft, beautiful ways to lighten your load together. Until next time, may your home be calm, may your body be kind to you, and may your heart always feel held.